All right, everyone, you saw the title of this video. You know what this is. This is a very bedtime MMA type video, I just realized. But we're going to talk about title fights that we're getting in the future. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You don't believe me, but in the future, you're going to know when you saw this video that I was totally right. Some of these are a little crazy. I'm going to be able to explain them. Some of them you're going to love. Some of them you might not hate, but we're going to do one title fight in every division that will happen in the future. Some are going to be, soon this shit's going to happen. Some of them are going to be a lot down the line, and that's what we're going to start with at flyweight. This title fight is going to happen down the line. Tell me this isn't happening, dude. Andre Lima versus Joshua Van. There's no way in hell it doesn't happen. There's no way in hell. I just realized I'm covering Joshua Van's face, dude. Look at that mini Max Holloway, man. This is happening, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Joshua Van is an absolute monster in the division, dude. We all love watching Joshua Van fight. He's super young, and he's gonna make a title run, dude. We're gonna see these flyweights eventually start to filter out, and this is a guy that's just dude, if he's really mini-max, he's going to make it to the title and he's going to fight for it 3 or 4 times. He is. And the other guy, Andre Lima, dude, we just saw him fight this past weekend. He's a beast. His striking's insane. His grappling's insane. This is going to be a title fight in the future. I can absolutely see Joshua Van rising up the rankings within the next few years and end up challenging for a title, maybe not getting it. Andre Lima rising up the rankings for a year, challenging for a title after Joshua Van, maybe getting it. And then Joshua Van sees there's a new champion, rattles off 2 wins, gets a title shot again, and that's when this fight happens. I can absolutely see this happening 2028. This screams what are we in, 2025? 2027 maybe? This could be in 2-3 years. I can see this title fight happening. Joshua Van versus Andre Lima in the flyweight division. Dude, these guys are absolutely insane. Real fucking prospects that are very fun to watch. They're very talented. They're very young. They're going to be people the UFC are trying to promote. Andre Lima's undefeated right now. And he's destroying people. He's not making fights close. That Mitch Raposo one was a split, but I don't know why the fuck anyone would ever give that a split. He won that clearly. But he just went out there, he subbed Danny Baez, and I know it's Danny Baez, but he beat the fuck out of him the whole time. And then submitted him. Joshua Van's beating the fuck out of everyone he faces other than Charles Johnson, and he was on his way to winning that fight, and then he got uppercut. These guys are continuing to get better, and they're not going to stop. They're young, talented prospects that the UFC are going to want to push and that we all want to see. So, that's the flyweight one, man. Andre Lima, Joshua Van absolutely will happen. I'm saying end of 27, early 28. Next one. This is happening within the next year. This is going to happen within a year. Sean O'Malley and Umar Nurmagomedov are going to fight each other for the title. This is just what is going to happen. Do I want to see it? Yeah, it's going to be a really fun fight. Do I think it's going to come off of an undeserved win? Yes. Dude, I honestly think that Sean O'Malley and Merab, I think they're just going to find, I think Sean's going to find a way to get the title. I don't know how, and I think they might trilogy fight. And during that time, I think Umar is going to have a fight with, Figueiredo, beat him. He will fight Figueiredo at, the end of the year when, Sandhagen already, fought him. Figueiredo might beat Sandhagen, and then Umar will fight Figueiredo and go, yep, I beat Figueiredo, title shot, and we'll just, miss out on Petr Yan again. I think this fight's guaranteed to happen, dude. I honestly do. I'd love to see Yan versus Umar, because I think Yan beats the shit out of Umar. I'm going to be real. But also, if it goes to decision, I think they just rob Yan again, which I think is fucking stupid. One of the fights we really want to see is Yan versus O'Malley 2 for 5 rounds. But I think at some point in the next year, we're going to see Sean O'Malley versus Umar Nurmagomedov. I do. Even if it's honestly, I'm going to say end of 2026 is when we see Umar Nurmagomedov versus Sean O'Malley. It's literally McGregor versus Khabib 2.0, maybe at home, right? As far as skill set, these guys are super skilled, super talented, more well-rounded, but it's like you got the Irish guy versus the Dagestani guy. One is literally Nurmagomedov. The other one's literally just some fucking crazy Irish guy that, hopefully O'Malley like doesn't come out with like fucking gay ass hair, but we'll see. I'm a fucking O'Malley fan, dude. I can say that if I'm a fan of him, bro. Chill. I can say that no matter what, dude. I live in America, a free country. It's not England, okay? We're not in England where you can't say anything. That's right, English. Come get me, bro. Come get me, bro. I'm in the U.S. You wouldn't come to Boston again. You know what happened last time, bro. Fucking throw your tea back in the fucking lake. Umar and Sean O'Malley's happening, dude. Like, at some point, this is going to happen. The second the UFC can make this fight for a title, they just will. They'll skip everyone and they'll just do this fight. 100%. So I think this fight absolutely will happen. If you don't agree with me, you're the one that's wrong, not me, dude. I'm always right. Featherweight division. This one's for the hardcores, bro. This next one's for the hardcores. And this one's happening, dude. I'm predicting all the way in 2030 right now. In 2030, we're getting this title fight, dude. My boys, Kevin Vallejos versus Felipe Lima, dude. I'm telling you, these guys are nasty. These guys are real prospects in the featherweight division. Listen, I know all you fucking TikTok nerds are going to go, dude, what about John Silva, man? He's a badass from the Fighting Nerds. What about Carlos Prates from the Fighting Nerds, bro? No. They're good. They're fun to watch. These are the prospects that are going to be fighting for the title. Gene Silva might at some point fight for the title. We'll see how it goes against Bryce Mitchell, even though I might take the based one. But Kevin Vallejos versus Felipe Lima, I think, is destined to happen in the future, dude. These guys are guaranteed to both be ranked at some point in their career. Kevin Vallejos is literally Ilia Topuria 2.0. But he's not like the exact same as Ilia Topuria, you know what I mean? He might be, dude. We're looking at Ilia Topuria 2.0 versus fucking Mini Charles, bro. Felipe Lima's kind of like a patient Charles versus like Ilia Topuria. This is a sick fight, dude. This is going to happen. Both will be ranked at some point in their career. Both are going to be rocketing up those rankings when they win. Dude, I just think featherweight's also a situation where you have a lot of old-timers that are leaving the division. Max has a ranking spot right now. He's going to be gone. He's going to lightweight. Volk is not going to be sticking around. He's not going to be here in 2030. You're going to have, who else is a featherweight? Diego Lopez is probably still going to be in there. Movsar Evloev. Ortega's going to be gone. You're going to have a lot of these fighters that just like filter out. Emmett's going to be gone. You might still have Arnold Allen sticking around, but is Lerone Murphy going to be around that much longer? He's like 34. You have a lot of these guys that are going to just fall out. And it's time for the new generation to come in. You have a 23-year-old Kevin Vallejos who went to a 29-28 decision with John Silva. Other than that, he just beats people up in the boxing. Versus Felipe Lima, who has looked insane in his performances. He's looked really good against everyone he's fought. Submitted Muhammad Naimov. In Saudi Arabia, he goes, I'm not going to get the decision. I'm going to go fucking submit this guy so the judges get taken out of it. He goes to get a submission like a badass. I know his next fight he won by decision, but he dominated the guy still. Who the fuck was it? I don't remember who it was, but he fucking dominated the guy. Felipe Lima versus Kevin Vallejos is happening in 2030. Mark my words, dude. In 2030, come back to this channel and say, dude, you were right, man. What a great predictor. An amazing predictor, frankly. But we're going to move on to lightweight. That's the real hardcore pick for you guys. Now, this next one's fucking WWE storyline destined to happen, bro. Ilya and Patty will fight each other for a title one day. I'm telling, dude, listen, I get it, dude. It's a casual pick, bro. Patty's never getting towards the title. Really? Because I honestly thought there was a time back then where he was never getting ranked. And he just submitted Bobby Green to get ranked. Now he's fighting Michael Chandler. And I honestly feel like Paddy Pimblett is going to submit Michael Chandler. Poirier rear naked choked him. Chandler makes dumb decisions. Paddy has a fucking iron chin. He's gonna find, in 5 rounds, he's gonna find the way to take the back of Michael Chandler and submit him with a rear naked choke. I'm telling you it's gonna happen. He's gonna submit Michael Chandler, go to number 7 in the rankings. They're gonna put him against like Gaethje next. He's gonna get beaten up on the feet by Gaethje. Find a way to get it to the ground and submit Gaethje, and he's getting a title shot against Ilia Topuria, who's going to have the title either by beating Makhachev or the second Makhachev goes up to welterweight. He's going to beat the shit out of whoever he's competing for a vacant title. I'm telling you, dude. I think Ilya's the guy. I think he's going to be the best fighter. I think I'm going to go on record and saying, before he fights Islam Makhachev, he is going to be the GOAT of the sport. He is going to be considered in the GOAT conversation of the sport. He just may not have the amount of fights to do it, but he'll have the amount of fights to do it in the UFC. People want to talk about Khabib and the GOAT. He's beaten plumbers to get to 16-0. Ilia Topuria is knocking out Max Holloway. What? After knocking out Volk. After 50-42ing Josh Emmett. Like, dude, this guy's a monster. But there's so much shit talk between these guys that if Ilya's holding the title, Paddy will... And Paddy's such a superstar in other parts of the world that, dude, this fight will happen. This is guaranteed to happen. And it's going to happen for a title. Paddy needs a win over Chandler and then one win in the top 5, and they're just going to give him the title shot if Ilya's the champion, because they will shit talk each other back and forth the entire time. Paddy and Ilya is going to happen. Because I'm telling you right now, Ilya's going to hold the title. He will hold the lightweight title at some point in time. Whether it's after beating Islam, or if Islam moves up, he beats up anyone that tries to fight him. Arman Sarukian. He's going to absolutely destroy anyone he fights. Ilia Topuria will say, Paddy Pimblett, you're talking shit, man. I can't even do an Ilya impression, bro. I can't even do it yet. But Paddy's going to end up talking shit. Ilya's going to talk shit. They're both going to end up fighting each other. It's going to be for the lightweight belt, and it's going to sell a ton of pay-per-views. It's going to happen, and the UFC want it to. And now we're moving on. This one's probably going to happen in 2026, or right at the beginning of 2026. Jack Della Maddalena versus Joaquin Buckley, baby. I'm telling you right now, we're getting JDM versus Belal. We already know that. He's going to sleep Belal. Then Shavkat, the fake aura merchant's going to walk in there acting like thinks he can beat JDM. JDM is going to break him and knock him out cold. And it's probably going to be body shot up to the head. JDM's going to beat Belal, going to beat Shavkat, and then Joaquin Buckley's going to be the only one left. Buckley's already coming off some great wins, man. I think he's going to end up beating like a Kamaru Usman, beating an Ian Gary, or beating a fucking Kamaru Usman now or an Ian Gary right now, and then getting Belal Muhammad in a fight after JDM beats him, and then he's going to get his title shot after that. I just think this is going to happen like right away. Like, you can book this. You can literally book this right now for April of 2025, bro. This is happening in April or March of 2025. I honestly think that we're going to see the Jack Della Maddalena versus Belal Muhammad fight in May, which we already know we're getting. JDM sleeps him in the second round. Then he says, Shavkat, I'm ready for you, bitch. They go to fight in September, which will be, 5 months down the road, 4 or 5 months down the road. They'll fight in September, October. Probably not Abu Dhabi, because it'll be Jack Della Maddalena. They'll probably fight in September in Aussie against Shavkat. And then he'll go, great, took a little bit of damage. I'll take the rest of the year off, start training again in the early January, and then boom, Buckley matchup. UFC 3, whatever, in March, April, because they're going to need fights during that Ramadan time that year. So I'm going with JDM versus Joaquin Buckley. I think most people would agree that we'll see this title fight in the future, bro. I do. Moving on. And this one's also not very much of a hardcore one. Like, we got through a couple of the hardcore ones. Flyweight, featherweight were real hardcore. Bro, this is happening. I don't know when. It's going to happen, man. Fighting Nerds Plot Armor versus Khamzat Chimaev Plot Armor. Listen, I'm actually one of the guys that's picking DDP to beat Khamzat. But I think once DDP beats Khamzat, he's going to go, all right, what's next? Going to look and go, Nasruddin Imavov? You're the last one. I'll fight you, and then I'm going up. Because by then he'll have beat Robert Whittaker to contend for the title, beat Strickland for the title, beat Izzy defending the title, beat Strickland again defending the title, beat Khamzat Chimaev defending the title, beat Imavov defending the title, and I think by then he's like, dude, I want the Yank matchup. Or I want the Yuri matchup. I want the 205 money fight. And I think that's what we're going to see for DDP's career. So, if that happens, Caio Borralho will probably be on a crazy winning streak, beating top contenders, going, it's my time for the title, my time for the vacant title, and they're just going to find a way to give Khamzat in there too. I actually think Khamzat's going to do enough to deserve it. I do. But I think it's going to be, I think Caio and Khamzat's destined to happen. Even if Khamzat does beat DDP, he'll get an Imavov matchup, and then Caio Borralho's literally the next one. He's literally next after that. It's the way the middleweight's logjammed right now, you have 3 dudes that are getting ready for title fight contention. It's like Imavov already deserves a shot, Khamzat's already going to get a shot, and Borralho's literally 1 win or 2 wins away from being the guy to get the shot. So Strickland's already fought for the title a couple times. He's not getting it. Izzy's coming off a bunch of losses. He's not getting it. Whitaker is not going to be fighting for it because he's already fought fucking Khamzat and DDP and lost to both of them. So he's not going to get it. Anthony Hernandez is another name in the mix, but I honestly think Borralho's better than most of them. So I think this is going to be the fight that happens for the middleweight title. I see this happening in 2027. Early 2027 is my prediction. Moving on. This is not happening next, but I think it's happening in middle of 2026. Magomed Ankalaev, Yuri Prochazka has to be made. I'm sure that Ankh and Pereira will have a rematch. If they don't, this fight's going to be made immediately. If they do, it's hard for me to say that like Pereira's going to go out there and do anything different when he just had his worst performance ever against Ankh. It's hard. It's hard for me to say that, especially if I think this rematch is going to happen in Abu Dhabi. There's no way they just give it to Pereira. So I think this is destined to happen. I think most of you agree with me. I don't think it needs too much more explaining. Ankh versus Yuri is going to happen probably at the beginning of next year, just given the absolutely rancid activity of Magomed Ankalaev. And for heavyweight, again, not that hard. Almeida's going to be fighting for a title at some point. He'll probably fucking sub Cyril Gane to get a title shot, and then Aspinall will either flatline Jones or be the first to fight for the vacant title after the Jones fight. So I think Almeida versus Aspinall is going to end up happening in the heavyweight division. Those are the title fights that will happen. Guys, if you don't agree, you're just wrong, man. You're just wrong. These are going to happen. I'll see you when they do. When it happens in 2030, the featherweight title fight happens in 2030, come back to the comment section. When all these happen in 2026, 2027, 2029, 2028, 2030, come back, comment, be like, damn, bro, you were right, and I'll say, dude, I fucking told you so. I have a time machine. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe.